Hello everyone, and welcome to Simply Made Homestead. Well, this morning I thought I'd take you along and give you a garden tour, our second one of spring 2022, and let you see what is going on in the garden. Now, I'm trying not to, let's see, maybe I should walk backwards. I don't want you to see the corn yet. I know, it is amazing, guys. I can't wait to show you though. First, let's come out front. This is what we call our front garden. Now, I need to do a lot of weed eating. The grass is an absolute mess. It's tall. We went on vacation. Went to visit family in Montana for 10 days. So, the weeds have grown up in the garden. So, don't judge me, guys. We can only do what we can do, right? But first, I want to show you my tomatoes. Now, let me get you turned around here. Now, here are the tomatoes. Now, on the end down here, I did plant sunflowers. I got really carried away on growing sunflowers this year. These are some that I had harvested out of our own sunflowers last year, and so they're on the end of the rows. This right here is a tomatillo. If y'all got any good ideas on how to trellis a tomatillo, please be sure and let me know. I used my regular Florida weave on them. This one right here, I just kind of let it bush because it just kind of, it seemed to do well that way. I let it do that. Over here on these other ones, like they got so heavy and so big that the branches broke. So I did kind of pull them up in the weave, but I really just don't feel that that's ideal for tomatillos. Now you can see here, look at these tomatoes. Aren't they gorgeous? They are just absolutely beautiful. And you can see all the way down the row, we have lots and lots and lots of tomatoes. Now I have been, this one right here, I don't know what's going on with it. See how the leaves and all, how it's dying away. Sure is. But it has really put out a lot of tomatoes. You can see here, these are the sun gold little cherry tomatoes. And guys, y'all can see here, I have been fighting this curly leaf stuff. I have no idea what is going on. I have added coop poop, which is it's high in calcium. So gave the tomatoes extra calcium. Watched a video. This lady said that if your tomato leaves are curling, they need magnesium. So I tried it out almost a week ago on these first few tomatoes here, and you can see they're still, the leaves have not changed at all. So I have no idea, but the plants just keep on producing tomatoes. So as long as they're producing tomatoes, I'm at the point now I'm not going to worry about it. It's going to get super hot here, and who knows what's going to happen with these tomatoes. Now, in one of my past videos, you may have heard me say that once my tomatoes got super high, that I was just going to top them and and then not worry about it, because this trellis is not really great for the indeterminate tomatoes, the ones that just keep growing and growing and growing. But it is what it is. It's what I had. It's what I had available. It's what I used. And you can see this tomato bush right here. Look at it. It's hanging over there. It's hanging in there. So it's so tall, and it's just slammed full of tomatoes. So I can't bring myself to top it. Probably gonna have to get me a stake and help stake that up a little bit. I've got another one over here. Look at that. Just going crazy. Absolutely. And just going strong. And as long as they are, and they're not full of disease, I'm going to let them go. I'm going to get tomatoes. I've started dehydrating tomatoes that I'm going to put in some olive oil. We love them that way. And just store them. and use them on our salads. I really like them on our pizzas. We love homemade pizzas around here. But you can see, y'all, now this one, I haven't put any magnesium on this one. Those leaves look pretty good. So, and then those, I don't know. So I've just been fertilizing, giving them their 20-20-20 once a month, giving them their extra calcium once a month, trying to make sure they get a right amount of water. And which when you're in a new place and new soil, that it takes a little time, to figure all that out. But these are all the tomatoes, y'all. It's my little tomato forest, and they are going strong. Look at all of them. Oh my goodness. And we've got a few that are starting to blush. So I'm really looking forward to that. Some nice sliced tomatoes. Let's come around here on the back side of these. Now I don't remember what the name of those are. I'm gonna have to go around and look at the tags. The real red ones. I know some of the ones I have here are called a mixed mingle, and they are really yummy. They're really good, but they're kind of a darker orange, or a darker red, sorry. Now, while we were gone on our trip, we did have our watering system set up with a timer, and I don't think we set it for a long enough period of time, or there were some problems with it. I don't know what happened, but some of our plants they looked really good before we left. And now you can see, like, our acorn squash, it just looks awful. Our regular zucchini, it's holding up. It's looking pretty good. This one, they did have a little fungus on them before I left, so I sprayed them with some fungicide. And you can see I've got some new growth on the zucchini, and we've been getting lots of zucchini off of it. But my poor old acorn squash, y'all, they were looking so good, and now they just look horrible. And I've had a really hard time growing acorn squash for some reason. The cucumbers were awesome before we left. They had gotten some fungus on them, and I did spray them twice, but you see they're still, I think they're about gone. But look down in here, the zucchini still going strong. Look at all the babies. They're looking good. Now our butternut squash, when we got back, it was looking kind of pitiful too. But I've really been putting a little more water on everything over here, and they've started coming back. They really look bad, y'all. And like I said, they had fungus on them too, which I sprayed them. Don't you just love little flowers in the garden? Isn't that beautiful? I just love that. Got some dill, just planted around. I read where dill is a good companion for it. Kind of draws the worms to them and keeps them out of your melons and things. So that's why we're trying that out, and so far so good. But the butternut squash, now it is, see how it's kind of small. It's a small butternut squash, and it may be our soil, it may be, I don't know what the problem is. But what I do know is my farm sitter, because I told her to help herself with the garden, and I wanted her to enjoy all this yummy, yummy stuff. She picked one and took it home. And it's not really the color that you see in the grocery store. So neither one of us were really sure that it was ripe enough yet. But she took it and tried it, and she said that it was delicious. Super sweet. And I believe these are the Waltham, if I remember correctly. Now, I know on watermelons, they tell you when this curlicue dies, they're ripe. Now, this is my first time growing butternut squash, so that's what I'm waiting for on these two. I'm waiting to pick them. You can see the size of that, guys. That's my hand, so they're not huge. But I'm waiting for that right there to turn brown, and then I'll clip it. So it's not ready yet. Here is another. I just love zinnias. They're just so pretty. So pretty. Now, y'all, you see this right here? I'm going to try to find a picture of a worm and apply it. This worm. I don't know what you call it. I forget what you call it. But it is green and fat. And it doesn't have hair on it, but it will literally strip your plant. And the best way to see them, because they are the color, they are literally the color of your tomato bush. They're not easy to see. But one way you can see them is if you come out here at night with a black light and shine it, and they glow. And then you can pull them off. So if you are working towards being organic and trying to stay away from the sprays, then that is a really good way to, and it's fun. The husband and I come out here with a black light, and it's just kind of fun coming out here looking for worms, glowing in the dark. Now look at that pretty tomato. Now we're supposed to get a lot of rain today, and even though I don't like to pick them, they're always better if they ripen completely on the vine. But we're going to go ahead and pick that one, because all that rain comes, it's going to just fill it full of water, and it won't be as good. But the white acre peas, they are going nuts. Now the white acre peas, they are part of the field pea family. And if you are in a hot climate, they love the heat. Look at them, y'all. They are going crazy. They are everywhere. They're not ready to start picking yet, but man. If you've never tried the white acre peas, they are my favorite. They're just very creamy and a little sweet. They are so good. Look at this, y'all. Do you see all of these peas? Now, what we'll do is we'll let them grow until it gets nice and fat. And when they're easy to shell, you know they're ready to pick. Look at them. You see them all down there? Y'all, I'm so excited. So excited. Our poor fencing here is kind of drooping a little bit. I don't know if it's going to hold up to all these when it gets to growing all the way up there. Now this is some cauliflower that when we moved, I had actually seeded it or germinated it and had it growing before we ever moved here. And so I just kind of stuck it in the ground because I hated to just throw it out. And it's really, you can see down in here, it's just not the right time of year. It's really not doing anything, and it's in the way of my peas. So I believe I'm going to pull that up, and we're going to try again in the fall. Now here are our Blue Lake green beans. My mother-in-law gave me these pack of these green beans about 10 years ago, and they were in the Mylar bag. And man, I'm telling you guys, every one of them germinated. It looks amazing. Right here we have the dragon tongue beans. We have gotten, I have put up beans and put up beans and put up beans, and we got a lot more to go. They'll keep on for a while. We have dug all of our potatoes. If you haven't seen that video, I'm gonna link it for you right here on planting, prepping, planting, and growing potatoes. We had a really nice harvest, and it is an amazing way to be able to feed your family, guys. So out here in the potato patch, you know, since this was the first time we ever planted on this land, planted anything on this land, we are going to come out here and we're going to get some more compost, another truckload of compost. We're going to cover this part with compost. We're going to cover it up with a tarp, and let it sit until fall. And then we are going to plant our brassicas here, which means cauliflower, broccoli, cabbage, Brussels sprouts. This is where we're going to plant these things. Now, if you've never heard of crop rotation, well, that means that you rotate the different families of vegetables that you grow in your garden. And what that does, because different vegetables put certain things into the soil and they also pull certain things from the soil. And since we grew potatoes there, which is a nightshade, brassicas behind nightshades is a really good thing to plant. So that's why we're going to spend this time this summer letting that soil, we're going to get it all nourished and ready to go so we can plant us some yummy, yummy brassicas in the fall. All right, y'all, we are headed to the back garden and I can't wait to show you this corn. Now, if you haven't seen our video on growing corn for your family, to feed your family and to feed your animals, I'll link that for you right here. And this year, sweet corn, we love sweet corn. Absolutely adore sweet corn. But this year we grew field corn because, I don't know, the price of groceries is just scaring the bejeebies out of me. And the concern for not having enough food in the future to be able to feed ourselves, you know, it's got us working. It's got us working hard on growing things that we can put up, that we can save for ourselves for later on, that we can make things with, like our field corn. We can make cornmeal and grits. We can feed our animals with it. And I know, like our bag of dog food that we normally get, it's gone up $5 a bag, guys. $5, that is a lot. And we have 4 extra large dogs. So, but I'm going to turn you around now. I want you to see this corn. You are not going to believe it. Here it is. I'm 5'5", and look at this. It is huge. And this down here that is running out beside me, this is our Cherokee Tan, which I'll show you in a minute. It was planted over there, just a few plants, and it has just gone wild. It is all through the corn. It's just beautiful. Now, before we get over to our Cherokee Tan over there in that area, I do want to show you these right here. These are some more beans. These are greasy beans. And I've never grown them before. They're supposed to be super delicious. And beans are a really, really good thing to grow, guys. They dry well. You can put them away and you have them for a long time. It's an excellent source of protein for your diet. So, what we got? We've got potatoes. We've got beans, we've got corn. 3 things you need to be growing, y'all. You need to be growing now. You need to start getting your supplies up and get them going. These beans will provide lots and lots and lots of food for your family, and they just keep producing. Over here, I've got 2 rows of sunflowers. Now, these are the mammoth sunflowers. I've never grown these before, so I'm really, really excited. They get really tall, big old heads of sunflowers on them. Another thing, sunflowers, you can add to your food for your goats. It's good for your chickens. Another food source for our animals. Look at that. And I even had my NTIP lady come by to check on my chickens the other day, and she said you can take a whole head of these sunflowers, brush them with oil, whatever kind of oil you like, olive oil, coconut oil, and put them on the grill and roast them. Now, I've never done that, and I'm sure gonna try. Now, right here, I really wanted a whole bunch more sweet potatoes, but I've got 4 little starts here, 4 little slips. So I'm gonna grow these. Hopefully we'll get some sweet potatoes at least where we can save, and I've got 3 little babies that I'm going to plant and grow some more slips, And we have a long, long summer here, so I'm hoping to get some slips up and plant those and get us some where we can at least replant later on and have more sweet potatoes. I love sweet potatoes, and they're so good for you. Now, over here, I've planted watermelons before. I planted them last year. That was my first year ever. And they didn't do that great. Well, whatever I was doing last year, apparently I did it differently this year because my watermelons are going nutso. See them? And then I came along here and planted this row of okra, which now I'm wondering, once all this watermelon keeps going like it's going, how in the world am I going to get to my okra? But I don't know. We're just going to have to figure it out. But you can look, guys, look. You see how short this okra is? And look at that. Look at that. Now, okra is really good for you too, y'all. This is something that's it's a very healthy thing to have if you like okra. Now, some people, you know, a lot of people don't like boiled okra, and if I didn't grow up with it, I don't know, my sister grew up with it. I don't think she likes boiled okra, but I love it. I love the flavor of it. The slime doesn't bother me. But you can have pickled okra, y'all. You don't have the slime in pickled okra. Pickled okra, fried okra. It's just super, super good for you. Fry it in coconut oil. But look at all that. You see that? And you see that big old watermelon behind it? A little baby over there. I mean, it's just going crazy. I just try to come out here and keep the watermelon from like growing up the okra. Like pull it off and just kind of pull it over. Trying to guide it a little bit so it doesn't completely take over my okra plants. Now, when we first planted the watermelon, we planted just a few plants right along here. And then we did come back and I started some more seeds. I was afraid I might be too late, so I don't know. It depends on how the weather turns. Watermelon they do tend to get disease. Pests don't bother them too much. So I am sure hoping they'll hang in there and we can get us some watermelons. My grandbabies love watermelon. So we grew these little sugar babies. And look at them. Y'all see them? Look in there. Look, there's two right there. I mean, I could not be more excited. And I've heard that if you freeze dry watermelon, it's like candy. Now, we don't have a freeze dryer. We do have one on layaway with Harvest Right. Yeah, I did not know this until a couple of 3 weeks ago. A friend of mine told me that with Harvest Right, they have a layaway program. So you can put $250 down on a freeze dryer. You pick your color, your size, whatever you want, and you pay what you want, when you can, until it is paid off. There are no fees or anything like that, but and they'll ship it to you as soon as you have it paid off. So we have a freeze dryer on layaway, and I am super excited and I can't wait. I so wish I could get it in before these watermelons come in so I could try it. Probably won't be able to, but that's okay. We'll give it a go next year. One more look-see at the watermelon. Now down here I planted some Malabar spinach. I've never planted that before either. It's starting to look pretty good. I'm kind of wondering if maybe I should be picking it. But you see how it had the yellow leaves on it? It's supposed to really like the heat, which here in Central Florida, we have plenty of that. There's some garlic chives and then some thyme, which is one stick. So I don't know. But over here, look here, guys. Here is the Cherokee Tan. Has come all the way out here between the peppers. Right here, here are all the peppers. These are the Mama Rosa Mamma Mia Rosa. They're supposed to turn red, so even though it's nice and big, we won't pick it until it's red. These are big, nice big roasting peppers, which I am really looking forward to that. And over here are cherry peppers, which are really good in like Italian dishes. Oh, look at that one turning red. Ooh, yummy, yummy. And there, guys, see, do you see the Cherokee tan? They are, it's just going completely nuts. Now in there I do have some cantaloupe on the ends, on each end. And here are just some more sweet peppers that I'm growing, you know, like red and green peppers. Now last year when I grew the sweet peppers, the bell peppers, I diced them all up and I laid them flat on a tray and froze them, and then I put them in a Ziploc bag, and it is awesome, guys. If you haven't done that, you need to do that, because when you want bell peppers, there you have fresh bell peppers. Yes, they're frozen, but you take them out what you want and you have it for your whatever you're cooking. Now down here I'm growing some poblanos because I love tamales. I love chili relleno. I hope I said that right. And banana peppers, once again for the pizzas. Do you see that little, can you see that melon over there? That's the Cherokee tan. It's a little baby there. Now these little tomato bushes right here, I grew these just to give them another chance, because last year they did not do worth anything. And I thought maybe it was just something I did, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But apparently this is the sunrise bumblebee. Now, if you've grown them and you know a secret, let me know. They're the prettiest little tomatoes, and they do have a really good flavor, but I've not been able to grow them, so I won't waste my time with them again next year. Now y'all, this is one thing that was a real surprise for us, and we have enjoyed it so much. It's like every morning I come out now and pick blackberries, wild blackberries, and we have got them all over the place. I put up, I think, 6 pounds of blackberries, and they're just delicious. Absolutely, oh my gosh. Now, they're not thornless. I've got lots of little boo-boos and stickers and thorns in my hands. But they're so good. So if you have moved out onto a new piece of property and just starting your homestead, be sure and look around. Get you a little book on foraging. See what's on your land. See what you can use for food. Berries is a wonderful thing. It's full of antioxidants and all that good stuff. It's really good for our bodies. To be able to find those berries on our property is just a huge plus, and we are really enjoying it. All right, y'all, that's it for today. Thank you so much for coming along with me and taking a little stroll through the garden. I love to share with you what we're doing, why we're doing it, and so that you can learn from our mistakes, that you can get ideas about things that might interest you or might be good for you. And when you're looking to grow your own food, guys, first thing I want you to do is to make a list. What kind of vegetables do you like to eat? Because you only want to grow what you want to eat, unless you're planning to sell it to other people. But I mean, if you're planning trying to just put up food for yourself and for your family, make that list of what you like to eat. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me and taking a little stroll through the garden. I love it when people come along and want to see the garden. I get so excited. And, you know, we work hard in our garden. We put a lot of effort in there. And this year I got super excited, had all this space, and planted some things a little bit too close together. But you know what? we're learning, right? We're learning what works, what doesn't, and we're making adjustments where we need to. All right, guys, what do we need to do? Turn off that television, get outside, get dirty in the garden, and grow some food.